Human errors are almost unavoidable and occur on a regular basis. However, while you may believe that large construction megaprojects are meticulously planned, this is not always the case. In this video, we will look at how billion-dollar mistakes were made. Construction sites in New York were delayed for decades, and a skyscraper nearly collapsed, causing a disaster. Number 5. 20 Fenchurch Street, named after its address. The 20 Fenchurch Street building is a London commercial skyscraper. The building was sold to a Hong Kong manufacturing company called Lai Kim Kee for approximately $1.8 billion, a record price for a single building in the United Kingdom. Following its completion in 2014, because of its distinctive shape, the skyscraper was not only dubbed a walkie-talkie, but it was also dubbed the ugliest new building in Great Britain. The real issue with the building, however, was located elsewhere at 20 Fenchurch Street. A comparatively less expensive but unusual mistake was made in the planning process, similar to many modern skyscrapers. The large glass front of the walkie-talkie reflects sunlight. However, unlike most high-rise buildings, which have straight walls, this caused an issue during the day. The sun shines on the south side of the building, which has a slightly concave curvature. As a result, in the summer, the walkie-talkie concentrates the sun rays onto the street and the houses on the opposite street side. As a result, the sun's rays were reflected 6 times as strongly as usual. As a result, extreme heat was generated, melting even parked cars and causing cracks in the sidewalks. Number 4 is a massive railway megaproject in Germany. The construction site is one of the most interesting in the country, because an entire train station must be rotated 90 degrees. Previously, the station served as a terminus, which meant that trains had to leave in reverse. This wastes time, which is why the government decided to convert the train station into a transit station. As a result, the station will be part of a continuous 1,500-kilometer-long high-speed rail line linking Paris, Stuttgart, Munich, Vienna, and Bratislava. When construction began in 2010, the Stuttgart TF1 was expected to cost no more than $5.4 billion, with a completion date of 2019. However, they were unable to achieve either of those two objectives. The project's completion has been repeatedly postponed due to a variety of factors. As of now, the train station is expected to open at the end of 2025, more than 6 years later than originally planned. Stuttgart 21 was further delayed due to tunnel construction difficulties, in addition to protests by many Germans and environmental activists. To connect Stuttgart, nearly 6 kilometers, 37 miles, of tunnels must be built. A new station connected to the existing rail network. Unfortunately, a unique type of soil that swells when exposed to water makes the job extremely difficult. This could lead to the tunnels having to be renewed time and again and again. Another unexpected but minor issue arose in 2017 as a result of the construction project. On the route from Holland to Stuttgart, thousands of strictly protected lizards had to be relocated. This incident is expected to cost $18 million, according to project management. The responsible company has charged up to $10,000 per lizard in some difficult cases. Aside from the delays, the cost of Stuttgart 21 will be at least twice as high as anticipated. According to independent estimates, the total cost of the project could reach nearly $12 billion by the time it is completed. Citigroup Center is ranked 3rd. The Citigroup Center is a commercial skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan, New York. The 280-meter high skyscraper has a very special feature. It is supported by 4 34-meter-long foundation pillars. A major issue was identified in 1978. Until then, engineers calculated the stability of the building by calculating winds that came perpendicular to the building. They didn't calculate the quarter winds that hit the corners, however. The issue was discovered during a conversation between civil engineer William Le Mesurier and Princeton civil engineering student Diane Hartley. She claimed that the structure was unstable and that it could collapse at any time during a strong wind. As a result, engineers have begun to conduct structural safety tests. They quickly discovered that Diane Hartley, a college student, was correct. Loomis previously estimated that a wind strong enough to cause the building to collapse happens every 55 years on average. However, if the installed mass damper could not function due to a power outage, a wind that occurs every 6 years on average would be sufficient. In contrast to demolition, a building fall would have fatal consequences. The structure would not collapse in on itself, but rather topple over. This could set off a chain reaction, causing nearby skyscrapers in New York to be damaged or even collapse. A nightmare scenario that had to be avoided at all costs, and it only got worse. Hurricane Ella was heading straight for the city. Engineers needed to act quickly because they didn't want to cause a mass panic. Only a few people, including New York City's mayor, were aware of the issue, and no public statement was issued. Finally, they welded 2-inch steel plates over the building's bolted joints to increase the Citigroup Center's stability. Fortunately, Hurricane Ella did not make landfall in the area, and the multi-million-dollar repair was completed in October 1978. Jeddah Tower, formerly known as the Kingdom Tower, is ranked second. The Jeddah Tower is located in the Saudi city of Jeddah. The equivalent of 2.5 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other in height. The Jeddah Tower was to be the world's first 1-kilometer-high structure. The skyscraper is part of Saudi Arabia's effort to diversify its economy towards tourism, similar to Dubai and the world-famous Burj Khalifa. The Jeddah Tower's construction began in 2013 and was scheduled to be completed in 2018. However, the 2017 Saudi Arabian purge caused major construction issues, and construction was halted with only a third of the tower completed. The Saudi Arabian government imprisoned major investors in the project, including Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, after the investors were released a few months later. Construction was still on hold, and there was no official completion date. The tower had already risen to a height of 252 meters at the time of the stop. COVID-19 has postponed plans for construction to resume in 2020 because it would be unsafe for workers to work in such conditions. There has been no progress on the construction site since then. A loss of at least $1 billion would result if the project was abandoned midway through construction. Number 1. Berlin is in Brandenburg. Airport in Brandenburg is a German international airport project. The project was originally estimated to cost around $2.4 billion when construction began in 2006, and will open in 2011. However, years of delays were caused by embarrassing failures and corruption. As a result, the construction deadlines were unable to be met in any way. The first delay occurred in 2010, about a year before the original opening date, when an involved planning company declared bankruptcy. Additional delays occur as a result of non-compliant fire protection requirements, but not only that. The airport also failed the required acceptance test to operate as an airport. In addition, 67 kilometers, 37 miles, of cooling pipes without thermal insulation were installed to correct this error. Several walls were demolished and the pipes were replaced. The costs have more than tripled to $8.3 billion to date. 14 years after the start of construction and 9 years after the originally planned opening date, the Berlin-Brandenburg Airport went into operation in 2020, however. The airport's failure is far from over. Despite its opening, the airport is unlikely to be self-sustaining during and after the pandemic. More funds will be required to avoid bankruptcy, which could cost another $2 billion. What are your thoughts on these construction blunders? Which one was your favorite? Please let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.